Welcome back for another OG Show Live. Mr. Randall, how you doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Reel Down.
Welcome back to another episode of Bass Fishing for News.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to, once again, the Bass Kayak and Beers.
Brother, this is the final cast.
Another segment of Chasin the Tide, your saltwater connection on the paddle and fin.
Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of Feather and Fur. Your host, Brad.
Welcome back to the Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Crystal.
Hey, welcome back to Off the Water.
Happy
Suzuki here with Adventures of Outdoor Woman podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast.
We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Eastport Marina on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake. For all your lodging, kayaking, go to eastport.info. Yak Gadget for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com.
Whoa, there we are. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Chasin the Tide, your saltwater connection on the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. I'm your host, Dustin Nichols, here with you tonight in a brand new year. 2023, off and running. Hope everybody had a awesome holiday break there. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Look forward to good things to come with, all the trails getting their announcements out there. PRL's got some good stuff going on. Bassmaster, looking to make a few of them, hopefully quite a few of those. Actually, one of the Louisiana groups there, that Swamp Country, definitely going to try to make a couple of their events, and looks like Mississippi had some good stuff scheduled too. So looking forward to some of that ditch pickle chasing this year too, besides the redfish and other things here coastal. But yeah, good stuff. Had a good holiday and everything. We're going to get right to it. We got Josh Lewis joining us tonight from Louisiana, Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club, TD for a couple of their events. We're going to get into some of that with him, so let's bring him on. What's going on, man? How's it going?
What's going on, Dustin? Doing all right?
Oh, hanging in there, man. Can't be better.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Been able to get on the water here lately, chasing fish. We had a little scare with that freeze,
Yeah. Had
some cold stun fish. Had a couple of reports, a couple good, couple fish that didn't make it through, but nothing widespread or crazy, like the one we had a couple years back.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Good thing. Yeah. So, man, great to have you on the show. I know we're gonna dive into it a little later, but you're also about to jump on out there in the podcast world yourself.
Yeah, man, about to make the jump. Try to do something good. Share some good information with some people.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Bringing new people into the sport and the camaraderie and the community we have is what's second to none.
Absolutely.
Everybody, Josh Lewis here. He's from. We'll let him introduce himself and tell y'all where he's from and give you a little background, fishing wise, and what led him into that plastic boat.
Yeah. Name's Josh Lewis. I'm 31 years old. I live here in Walker, Louisiana, which is right outside of Baton Rouge. Grew up fishing a little bit my whole life. Nothing too serious. I was on a fishing trip down in Leeville with some family, and I seen a bunch of guys in these little plastic kayaks. I was like, man, that looks like an absolute blast. And then went on another fishing trip, seen some more. I was like, all right, I got to get one. I got to try this out. And had a friend who had a Hobie PA that I knew he wasn't using anymore. So I hit him up and said, hey, man, let me get that Hobie from you. We worked it out, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah,
I was hooked.
Down the wormhole right there.
Oh, yeah, I was hooked.
For sure.
I kept upgrading pretty quick. It was an older PA, needed a lot of work. I was like, all right, I'm going to get a good one. Got another one, then got another one. Just, it gets out of hand.
Oh, it can for sure. I mean, it's, it's fun just to be out there fishing, but if you're have a competitive nature like me, and then you want to fish against like-minded anglers that are competitive too, and it, you got some diehards out there. You definitely do. But then you got the people that are just going for the, the fun and the, the camaraderie and the, hanging out the night before. cooking up some jambalaya or something. Got
Oh,
some
yeah.
boudin. I'll have some boudin coming up this
Come on.
weekend too. We got a big hourly big bass event on the 7th. This will post after that, but Texas Kayak Bass League kicking off this year with an hourly event,
Okay.
paying out $1,000 an hour.
Ooh.
Lake Fayette, 500, 300, 200, top 3 big bass every hour for 8 hours.
Dang. Wish I'd have seen that earlier.
Power plant lake, dude, and it is fun. I pre-fished last week, grabbed some brush piles, caught quite a few decent fish. It was last week, so I didn't mind going out there and sore lipping a few. So right now, pre-fishing shut down until Friday, and I'm just hoping everybody don't go out there and ruin them.
Just tear them up.
We'll see. They can go out there and go deep all they want to. This is going to come out afterwards, and I jacked them shallow.
There you go.
There was some fish moving up. I had quite a few good ones.
Hey, you can catch them shallow year round. I don't care what they say.
Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. That old chatterbait going to work, and that old glide bait was doing some damage.
There you go.
Sure enough. Well, all right, we're going to get in. I got a little timeline always. I kind of like to stay organized on this thing, believe it or not. But yeah, talking about, community and camaraderie, is a big part in the kayak scene, and you being a member of the, Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club, that's one of the oldest kayak fishing clubs in the nation there. And what's your thoughts on these grassroots series and tournaments, as a building block, and then using those as a stepping platform to branch out and take it to the next level? Are you seeing that in y'all's area, like with the swamp country and everything like that? And then I know Bayou Coast it grows. I mean, y'all have multiple events every year that have over 100 anglers also.
Oh, yeah.
So just in general, I mean, community and camaraderie, I mean, that's a big part of it. Are y'all seeing the same trend too over there?
Oh, yeah. It's, I think those events are real important if you're wanting to get involved in the national stuff. Really, I mean, for me, so a couple years ago, I started fishing a few of the Hobie Bass Open events, and I probably never even would have tried had I not been fishing some of our local stuff. It really gives you a chance to meet some local guys that are interested in doing it too, and y'all can kind of bunk together on those trips, travel together, bounce ideas off one another. It's to me, that's a big part of getting involved in the national trails, and just also the camaraderie. Just being able to make those friends in the kayak community, that's relationships I've built that I cherish, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. That old dock talk after a day on the water and everybody's loading back up, or, after the tournament, everybody's kind of, might not share everything with everybody, but most 95% of the people out there are going to share something with you.
Yep.
Some of the new guys, don't be afraid to ask, and you got questions about techniques or bait presentations or anything. A lot of those guys are open to talking about it. They're glad to help new people out.
Yeah, I've noticed most of the guys, they'll share just about anything with you, what they caught them on, color, time of the day they notice they've been catching. About the only thing you're not going to get is a location where they're catching.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
General vicinity, but you're not going to get the spot within the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, you're
I'm
not
definitely not giving up some of that.
You're not getting the cove they was in.
No, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm glad to see this grassroots movement too. We got that USA Bassin. Jackson actually came aboard as one of the sponsors, and it's they're starting to pick up quite a few little trails with that through USA Bassin and stuff, and nationwide, and that's going to feed into a championship in later in the year. And all the other smaller Bass Nation groups like Swamp Country. I just saw that schedule come out for Mississippi. Looks pretty interesting.
Yeah,
some of those lakes looks like they're about 2.5, 3 hours north of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, there's a couple in Mississippi I try to catch.
They got some nice grass in them, so.
Oh yeah,
looks like my kind of stuff. And that's about an 8-hour run for me, so I'm down for a couple of them. I do think so. Ross Barnett's one of them, and some other names I could barely pronounce.
Yeah, there's Lake Okissa. It's still closed down, but it's supposed to be opening back up here in a few months.
Yep.
That's a good one.
One of them's got grass.
Oh, yeah, full of it.
And they're not very big lakes either. They're like, 2,000 acres or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Okissa isn't very big, but it's deep, real deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
And there's another one, something, I forgot what it was.
Calling Panther, maybe?
No.
That's one in Mississippi. A lot of guys hit.
I'll tell you real quick.
All right.
Okatibbe.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Okissa on May 6th, Okatibbe on July 22nd, Ross Barnett on October 21st. I'm going to try to make a couple of those for sure. And a couple of swamp country.
Yeah, come hit the swamp country ones with us.
I was so bummed I missed that last one of the year.
Me too, man. I had my work Christmas party that
was
day.
On Caney, right?
Yeah.
There's a giant call. Somebody called like a 25 and a half or 25 and a quarter.
Yeah, I actually judged it, and I couldn't be there for it. But I was like, if I can't be there, I'm going to judge it. And,
yeah, they got some good stuff going on. Just like that some of their events over there too. Man, I got to make them. Some of the Bayou Coast events I got to make, dude. This is like crazy.
Well, you better come make Paddlepalooza and Fall and Tide.
Oh, I know you're TD for those. That's what we're gonna roll into that here in a second. Yep. Yeah. Talk about that. You were named tournament director for Paddlepalooza and Fall and Tide. Give our listeners a little detail about Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club. I know I've had Sean Rastanis on here before, but give a little info about Bayou Coast, a little background, and what it's all about.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said a while ago, we're one of the oldest and largest clubs in the nation. I think we have about a little over 400 active members. We do a championship series every year with about 5 events. And then we do Paddlepalooza and Fall and Tide, which aren't part of the championship series, but they're actually our 2 biggest events. Mm-hmm. Just so much fun, those events, man. Paddlepalooza I got for May 6th. That's going to be down in Grand Isle. Ooh. Probably my favorite place to fish.
That'll be fun that time of year down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I pushed it a little later than we normally do just because I think the fishing's going to be better. And I know you're familiar with Grand Isle, man. That is just a fun place to fish, which, I mean, you can fish anywhere down LA1 for that tournament.
Yes.
That is a weigh-in tournament, which we're actually, Bayou Coast, moving towards more CPR tournaments this year. I think that's great.
I like that.
Yeah, I've pushed for it hard, which, I mean, so Bayou Coast, we have a whole board. We make decisions as a group. It's not just one person running the show, We have an idea, somebody pitches it, and we vote on it. So that was the CPR thing. Most people are for it, but it's something you got to move slow. Louisiana, man, it's mindset of Louisiana anglers is different than anywhere else, I feel like. So I mean, it's something we're working on, and it's going to grow on more people. A CPR tournament's just so much easier to run.
Oh yeah, it is. But then again, you got people that cry about so and so's fish. They pinched the tail. We had some people putting foam blocks underneath the fish to fit them within a slot.
Jesus.
Like it lifts them up and like cuts like 3/4 of an inch, and get them with under 27 inches. That was going on in the KSS. A little bit of stuff with that. Some weird stuff going on. Just, yeah. Didn't make sense. Well, why resort to that? But I like the CPR stuff, and then again, I like the 2 redfish live weigh-ins too.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the PRL does. Galveston Redfish Series, Saltwater Survival Series, and stuff like that. There's another trail out there. I'm not going to say the name because
let's not talk about that one.
It's a douchebag, so there you go on that one. Yeah, everybody knows who I'm talking about too.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that one.
Yeah, that dude's an ass hat.
And a half.
Yeah. Don't give me down that.
Moving on.
Right here. Yeah, but Bayou Coast, like you said, y'all got Paddlepalooza. You're a TD for that, and you're a TD for Fall and Tide. But y'all's first event coming up will be a Minimalist Challenge coming up here.
Yep, Minimalist Challenge.
Weeks, right?
Yep, on the 28th. It's
that's a bad weekend. My daughter's birthday's on the 26th, and I was planning really to go to Florida for the kickoff event for KBF down there in Kissimmee, and it's just not going to work out. I'm going to push that back. I'm going to go fish Guntersville, the Bassmaster on Guntersville in March.
Oh, there you go.
And then see what else y'all got going on. I know Florida Redfish League's got some kayak. They did a kayak division this year too. They got one in Panama City, Steinhatchee, St. Augustine, Jacksonville. But no motors.
Yeah.
That east coast of Florida with all that big tide swing over there on the Atlantic side is real tough. Even with a pedal drive at times.
I bet.
You got 4 tides a day that are moving.
Yeah. Ripping.
And it'll dump out on you in them little back creeks real quick and leave you high and dry.
I bet.
So yeah, it just I don't know. And then, did y'all vote on anything about motors this year? Or did that come up on the?
Oh, it comes up all the time. I'm pro motor, and I don't even have one, and I'm pro motor. Yeah, we talk about it all the time, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, it's definitely on the hotter days, and as you get older, it helps. It helps you. It helps you cover more water, which can in turn hurt you if you fish an area too fast and leave to go fish somewhere else.
Absolutely.
There's just as many cons as there are pros.
Yeah.
There is. It doesn't make you a better fisherman to have a motor. So,
I agree. It's just another tool for you to use.
Just another tool for you to use, and if you can add that tool to your arsenal, that's more power to you, because I definitely do.
Yeah. We actually do allow them for, I want to say it's over 60. Don't hold me to that rule exact.
I'm almost there.
Come on.
About 8.5 years.
Don't say it too loud.
I still got a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got minimals coming up here in a few weeks. Anybody that's not familiar with that, it is a normally, which we're back to it this year, a shotgun launch, all from the same spot.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and everybody that morning gets the same bag of baits, and that's all you're allowed to use the whole day.
You can have the terminal tackle, right? Jig heads.
Jig heads and everything come in the bag.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's all you get.
Oh, that's all you get. So if you snag and get lost, you're done.
Oh, you're done. Yep.
Dang.
Yep, that happened to me last year. I lost all my jig heads fishing rocks.
Oh, man. Where was that one out of last year?
St. Bernard last year.
St. Bernard.
Yeah. And this year we're doing all local tackle companies. Try to give our local guys some support.
There you go. That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
So you could end up with plastics, shrimp imitation, paddle tail.
Yep. Might be
Anything.
anything.
Maybe a little top water, little spinner bait, little thing. Lazy man or something. One of them little bladed hooks.
Hey, I can't give nothing away.
No, I know you can't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be anything though.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a real popular one. We got Trout Challenge after that in April. Yeah, April 15th. That's CPR 5 trout.
I'm on shut down April. Whole month of April, I'll be at the plant.
Oh, hey, I feel you, man. Work ties you up.
It does. It's hit us this year. It's not going to be near as long as next year's. Next year's is supposed to be 90 days, and I told them there ain't no way I'm only getting 1 day off every 2 weeks for 90 daes. There ain't no way.
No.
They're going to have to break something up and just have extra people come in or do something. I don't know. Talking about some gills drying up. I'll be hurting.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll still be fishing after work or before work, trust me. But yeah, the Trout Challenge, that goes towards the championship, correct?
Yeah, so Minimalist is our first championship tournament, then Trout Challenge is our second. We got Paddlepalooza May 6th after that, which is not a championship tournament. Then we got May 27th, we got Dawn to Dusk.
I'm off that weekend. I'm on my
May 27th?
No, for Paddlepalooza.
Oh, that means you're coming.
And May 27th, I'm off.
That's our statewide CPR tournament. So, I mean, you can fish somewhere a lot closer to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Then we got my favorite, Redfish Rumble on September 30th. It's
I'm on nights.
That's CPR 5 redfish.
All right, and when
in
is
Terrebonne.
And when is Falling Tide this year?
Falling Tide is October 14th.
guess what?
You off?
I'm off.
There you go.
Finally.
Hey, I'm gonna see you there.
Oh, I'll be there.
We got a
It's
cabin
only
booked
one
and
day,
all.
right? It only runs on Saturday. So
Yeah,
Sunday will be a travel day. I'll get there Wednesday. I'll be pre-fishing.
There you go.
Ooh, shoot.
Oh yeah, we got a cabin right there, Bridgeside, and
I'm
it's gonna
coming
be a
for
good
that.
time. Come on.
Man, gotta get me a handicap. Let me get that motor. Nah, I'll be pedaling. I'll pedal.
There you go.
No, I want to come and fish that one for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's always a good one. That one's down Highway 23.
Yeah.
Which last year we had to do it at Bridgeside in Grand Isle, just because we swapped it up. We normally do one down Highway 23, one down LA1, but Ida the year before kind of messed all that up.
Yeah, she did. I was there the night before when they called the evacuation for Ride the Bull.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff Little from Torquedo had a cabin down there, was planning on wrecking them. We actually fished that Thursday, and we had a squall come through on us with 50-mile-an-hour winds. We were on the top side up there, out off the northeast corner of the island of Grand Isle. There's a marina over there on the east end, and we were out of there, like fishing some areas over that way, and had that squall come through us, boy, and it got puckered real quick.
Oh, I bet.
And then we ate at some pretty cool restaurant there. I can't even remember what the name of it is. It was yellow, but it had great food.
Hurricane Hole, maybe?
Hurricane Hole, that's it.
Yeah,
that is it. And
that's
they
a good
were
one.
business as usual, serving us all up food that night. And then they ordered an evacuation order while we were there. And 10 a.m., everybody had to be off the island that didn't be, and Jeff was like, should we try to fish in the morning? I was like, yeah. I was like, if everybody's trying to get the hell out of Dodge, I'm getting up early and getting on the road. I don't get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, no, you ain't lying. I've been in plenty of that. It ain't no fun.
No, it's no fun. I grew up with it on the East Coast, Florida and Georgia, and here, since I've been here in '96. Just dealing with them storms every year, man.
Oh, yeah.
You never can tell what they're going to do, and they just come up so quick sometimes. It's crazy. That's what we get for living on the coast.
Yep. It's the life we choose.
Cool, man. Sounds like a full year for Bayou Coast with all the events and everything. And
Oh, yeah, I got one more that
y'all
I
got
didn't.
one more?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of an oddball. It's an offshore tournament out of Navarre in Florida.
Oh, Bayou Coast is putting that on?
Yep. Sean, it's
Really?
one of Sean's wild ideas that
'Cause they all went this year and fished. There was a good group of them that went over there sometime.
yeah,
Well,
there's a
last
group
year now.
of them. I wasn't able to go with them, but yeah, there was a good group of them that went, and that's when I think the idea spawned from Sean's tournament director mind. And yeah, it's not a championship tournament, but you may be able to qualify for the championship from it.
That's pretty cool right there.
Yeah, it's going to be
That's a great fishery there with all that artificial reef restoration they've done. And if it's in the fall, that place can be phenomenal.
well, it's June 24th.
Oh, June's
Yeah.
still good.
Yeah.
Get them doldrums of summer with them flat days.
Yeah.
That old sugar sand over there eat your wheels up, though, boy. Ooh,
I bet.
Wear you out.
Oof.
Wear you out for sure. Ah, yeah. Sounds like that's a full year, man.
It is.
Y'all got a good schedule coming up this year. And then with the growth and everything and the trends in the industry, what have y'all noticed in the last few years too, as far as membership wise? Y'all seeing an increase, an influx in new anglers too?
I wouldn't say we've really seen growth in the club. What I've noticed is there's a lot more tournament trails out there now. So many to choose from. It makes it hard for a lot of guys to try to fish all of them. So I think that kind of
You got to
puts
cherry pick which ones you want. I mean, there's definitely a lot out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there if you want to chase some tournaments for sure.
really is. I definitely think it puts a little dampening on growth of just like one club trying to grow really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm all for the grassroots stuff,
100%.
Start them off, just like Southeast Texas, which is Texas Kayak Bass League now, started out, this be the fourth season, when they started out. I mean, hell, their first event, they pulled 110 people, first event ever on Fayette. I
pretty
remember
good.
that one good. I cashed a good check in that one.
Come on.
Always been a good, always nice living an hour and 20 minutes from that lake.
Yeah, I bet.
So yeah, you'll have to make it over in October.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the week before Falling Tide, but that's when we'll have our multi-species event like we had this past October.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Redfish the first day, the bass the second day on Lake Bass Drop. It just worked out really good. We had a very enthusiastic group of anglers that participated, and then once it was all said and done, my DMs was blowed up about it. Once they saw the prizes and the raffle items and everything, and they're just like, "Whoa!"
It's a really cool format too.
And I said, "No, dude, this is what it was about. You got to go catch your 3 redfish the first day, and the second day we meet at the lake and fish a 5 bass limit.
There you go.
Tournament that day, finish it up there, have your awards that evening there live."
Yeah.
Because there were people fussing about, well, why can't you fish the bass like at any lake you want to? I said, well, that'd be kind of hard to have us all meet up somewhere after that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is. There's a smaller, boundaries for the redfish, but you could fish any. For that one, I was like, anywhere on the Texas coast, if you want to go catch your 3 redfish, go catch them.
Mm-hmm.
Just no freshwater redfish in the lakes around San Antonio. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
None of those fishing in a barrel redfish water. Yeah, we had good turnout for that. I mean, it wasn't like giant, but after the fact, people were like, we didn't realize it was going to be like that. And I was like, man, well, we're having it again next year.
Mm-hmm.
And you got guaranteed payouts for the day 1 and day 2 leaderboards that are separate from your entry fee for the aggregate pot. So we'll have $500 guaranteed payout the first day, $500 guaranteed payout for the second day, and there's a possibility that those will grow as more sponsors come on.
Shoot, yeah.
So yeah, that's guaranteed. 300, 200, 100 each day for the top 3. That's separate from the entry fee in the big bass pot and then the redfish spot pot and the flounder pot.
Yeah.
So that'll be separate.
I love that idea too. One species
fee,
one day.
70 will go to the pot, or 65, and then you got $5 in fees for the fishing chaos and all that mess. Kind of go towards the pavilion rental for the awards. And then you'll have a $10 side for big bass, 10 for redfish spot pot on the left side, and then a biggest flounder spot pot side pot for $10. So there's a $100 total for that. And then you got guaranteed right now $1,000 guaranteed payout for 500 one day, 500 second day.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty good deal.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Fun. It's a real fun lake to fish. Lots of reeds and hydrilla and eelgrass and some timber here and there and some riprap and all that good stuff. Just you can fish whatever you want in there and catch fish. It's just not a lot of giant fish in there. It's just if a saltwater angler is reluctant to come chase bass, this is the lake to come do it on.
Yeah, sure.
And it has a ramp on the north end and a ramp on the south end. So the day we fished, we had, by 9:30 it was blowing 25 to 30, and we were still able to fish till 2 o'clock.
Whew.
Just because of the south end was protected, and we launched out the south ramp.
Yeah. Huh.
So worked out pretty good.
You gonna hit any of the Hobie BOS events this year?
Yes, definitely. The one on Caddo for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then the Sam Rayburn event. Texas Kayak Bass League will be piggybacking with Hobie on Sam Rayburn in September. Maybe a couple more. Not sure on that.
Yeah,
we'll have to see how it plans out, and get that rolling. We'll see what goes on, tournament wise. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the fishery there in Louisiana.
Okay.
In the areas, like, you don't have to give away, where you're like direct in, exact locations, but like. You mentioned the one, you mentioned 23, down that way. They're for people that aren't there, what are they looking at fishing? Is it a lot of ponds and grass? Is it a lot of bayous and channels, or
there's a little bit of it all,
A little bit of it all, right?
And you got such a big area to choose from. You want to fish. If you can do a lot of map study and decide what you want to fish, and you got a little choice of everything.
Yeah.
That you can choose from to go fish it. Definitely plenty of ponds, channels to fish, open water if you want to fish some open stuff. I mean, it's all out there.
Yeah.
Like I said, you just want to do your map study, and you want to find that clean water.
Yeah, over there for sure. Clean water runoff. Might be pumping out some irrigation canals and clean water coming into some ponds somewhere. Might have them stacked up. There's a lot of stuff over there can happen. It's just so much water and so much marsh.
Yeah, it's such a diverse.
It's kind of overwhelming to somebody that's never been there, or somebody that doesn't have a friend that like cues them in on something.
Yeah. It's such a diverse estuary.
Yeah.
All down here. I mean, like I said, you can literally do whatever you want and find it and find fish.
Yeah. For sure, because you can be in one spot and be catching bass.
Oh yeah, down Highway 23. Yeah, you can catch bass and then catch a red right beside
Catch a red right beside them. Yep.
Yep.
That'd be cool to have I just like the multi-species events. It just makes you work a little harder, and just shows how diverse of an angler you are, having to break down, different things in different bodies of water.
Yeah.
Just like TOC this year, Brian Nelly went over there and put a smackdown on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done that too. He fished some stuff early in the, Battle on the Marsh, early in the KBF days in Florida, but he's always been, he's a guide down there in Florida for mainly offshore fishing. And he catches some stud trout down there too. On one of our trout challenges, he put up 3 over 30 inches in one of them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was on them. He was on them that year. He smoked everybody.
I bet. I imagine you catch 130-inch trout in a trout tournament. You're looking pretty good.
Yeah, he wrecked him down there.
Yeah.
He's a solid dude, good dude, great angler. And he went down there, went over to Caddo and found a flat and found him eating.
Oh yeah.
Found him eating topwater too, boy, and that's my kind of deal that time of year in the fall.
Oh yeah.
You can find them feeding and get them cued into a big mega school that's on the flat crunching top water. You can't beat none of that, dude, on a walking bait. Shoot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Man, that's like chasing redfish with them too. I'm one that I fish with a lot of people that are, they say, well, I'm sight casting. I'm just looking for a redfish to tail, or looking for a school coming at me, or them birds are diving. I was like, man, I don't know about you, but I'm keeping my lure in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
I blind cast even way out away from the bank, along the bank, and kind of, a good search bait. It's a chatter bait.
Yeah.
Paddle tail with some swagger, and wake bait. I burn a wake bait all day looking for fish.
Oh, I started throwing wake baits a lot this year.
It's a great search bait, especially on the flats down in Laguna, Rockport, Mansfield. All the potholes. You can get it underneath that floating grass and burn it in there. Yeah, it's a great search bait in those potholes, because those fish would just come out and annihilate it.
I bet.
Like a lot of times when I'm pre-fishing for an event, I'll take the hooks off of it and just burn a wake bait all day, just to see what I can get to react and come out of the potholes and know where the fish are. If I'm not seeing them, if we got a little cloudy water or the sun's not up high enough. Yep, I'm giving away that.
Yep.
Because you don't want to go out there and sore lip the crap out of them.
You don't. We see that in tournaments, man. Guys go out there and they'll wear them out the day before and keep the fish.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? You can't burn your hole up the day before a tournament,
Nope, can't do it.
The guys do it.
You got to clip that hook off. Just run a weighted paddle tail with just a screw lock in it in the nose.
Yep.
Wake bait, top water without hooks, all that good stuff. Just that's the worst thing you can do, is go to the area you plan to fish your tournament at. And yes, when I'm pre-fishing, if it's a week before and I go through an area, catch 2 or 3 fish out of it here and there, and I go mark some more fish, and I'm gonna leave them alone. Leave them alone. Somebody's gonna come in there. Someone might find them. But if I'm fishing the day before and I hit an area, catch a fish out of there, the next thing you know, I got thumped a couple more times. Boom! I'm marking my spots and I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not gonna sit there and try to burn all of them. Got to save them. You know, same thing with a multi-day tournament. You got to make sure you're able to, you know, find your fish and find fish that are going to keep you through 2 days too. You know, that's always tough in these bass tournaments that are more than 1 day.
Yeah, that eats a lot of guys up. That second day.
Yep. Well, we had that year before last with the PRL. You had a team event. It was a 5 fish total aggregate over 2 days. And it was always, you know, playing into, you know, do you catch your, you know, 3 fish the first day, or you weigh 2 in and try to catch 3 on the second, or, you know, it's just, there's a little bit of
strategy
involved in some of these things, you know, and it can mess with you. It
Yep.
can get you going.
Yep.
You
That's
know?
like our slam tournaments, man. You know what? You got a trout, a red, and a flounder. What you going for first? You know, you got to plan it out and strategize.
Yeah, normally you put something on the top of a flounder's head, it's going to eat it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if you're fishing slow enough.
Fish it slow enough and drag it on the bottom and make them mad. You know, normally like that, I'll go try to catch my trout first, depending on the bite window and my, you know, wind-driven current or tidal current, and then salooner periods. You know, it all depends on what's going on and what area that I found them in. You know, so you know it can change. Your strategies can change for sure on a slam tournament.
Oh, 100%.
Those are always fun. You know.
Yeah, Mother Nature throw you a curveball sometimes and throw your plan out the window.
Oh, it does. It's just the wind will switch on you. The forecast will be wrong. Lightning, rain, you name it. Run off from rain, dirties up one spot. You got to go to plan B, and next thing you know, plan B, a boat's in your hole you wanted to be in your pond, or or the marsh you were wanting to go hit, and oh man, it's one of them deals.
Yep.
But a lot of times, man, in bass tournaments, dude, you be fishing, and then you'll go in behind them guys, and them guys are fishing way too fast. And you break it down and be more methodical, and you'd be surprised what you can do. You know, that's one thing right there that you do take advantage of in a kayak. We can't just up and run 50 miles across the, 10 miles across the lake, fast as like a bass boat can. So you take advantage of what you know and break it down and just slow it down. I mean, that's I'm covering water and I'm burning lures through areas, but I'm fishing that area thorough. Them stragglers, I'm gonna pick them stragglers up.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Definitely. Well, you touch on any other plans you got going on this year? No one wanted to get in on this. You got you're gonna start doing your own podcast too.
Yeah. Starting a podcast called Marsh Talk. Just interviewing professionals in the fishing industry. Touch on some conservation a little bit with some guys. It's something that I'm passionate about, and I want to share that passion with other anglers, and especially in my area, but across the whole nation. I think there's a lot of bad knowledge out there that guys get about conservation, and I think there's a lot of good knowledge that can be shared to really help. Maybe not change somebody's mind. I'm not saying I want to change people's mind, but just get good information so people can make better judgments on their own. And so that's definitely a goal I have with the podcast.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And that's a good platform for y'all and for you, and then you being the TD with Bayou Coast and getting that out there too. And conservation, being conservation minded is a big thing. I know a lot of, just like you said, we got people here too that are, you can't comment on anybody's photos when you see them big cooler shots and all that. And it'd been nice you let a few of them go, and then people start bickering back and forth and this and that. It's my legal right to do this and that.
And they're right. It is.
It is. But when you realize how much more pressure is on the water right now compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and you got how many more people buying licenses, and if I'm not going to eat those fish that evening, I'm not keeping them.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to take me a couple redfish home. I actually left the trout alone the past 2 years. I mean, if I gut hooked one or like had a bad one that didn't make it, yes, I brought them home. I made some ceviche or some, fried some up here and there. But I didn't go out there just to catch trout limits,
Yeah, and there's so much more that goes into it, like most people's argument is you're not going to murder a population with a rod and reel. And while that's true, I mean, there's a lot of other things that are going into it of why you should be conservation minded. Like, we're experiencing a lot of marsh loss here in Louisiana.
Yes, and y'all do have a lot of marsh loss.
Yeah, it affects
erosion and sediment and everything like that shifting and different things from the Mississippi River Delta there.
And every storm that comes through, it just takes more with it.
Takes more away.
Yep. So I mean, I know a long time ago I would have never thought about conservation, but once I started spending so much time out there, I become passionate about it. And not only do I want to enjoy it, but I want my kids and their kids. I want all of them to enjoy it. And so I'm going to do my part to make sure that happens,
For sure. It's not it can go away. I mean, it's not an infinite resource.
Yep.
Things can happen. Something can shift. There's a lot of things out there, that could damage, the fisheries. Y'all do have a lot of oil and gas industry just like we do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of society. That's what fuels. So it makes it go around, runs your vehicle. That's what makes the plastic the kayak's made out of. That's what makes the plastic, your line, your monofilament, your braid, your reels and rod components and lures and everything,
Oh yeah.
So, it's all part of that whole picture. But, just, let the bigger ones swim, especially
Absolutely.
Dave Flad started that Release Over 20 initiative, and it was real tough to get some people on board on that.
Mm-hmm.
People would, man, I legally can keep them up to 25, have one over 25. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's fine. Go ahead.
Just because something's legal don't mean it's the right thing to do.
No, I know. Yep. It's just tough to some of them old heads,
Yeah.
And you got a lot of people that might just be able to fish a couple weekends,
Mm-hmm.
in the summer or something. They're going to want to get what they can.
Yeah.
And then you got guides out there that are running 2 trips in one day. They'll have a morning trip, then they'll go load them up, and have an afternoon trip, load them up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not one to agree with that.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
One of them deals there. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you asking me.
Good time, and wanted to get you to plug your show there. You got about to start up Marsh Talk. There you go. You want to follow him on socials, Instagram right there, the Josh Lewis, and at marsh.talk. It's right there on the bottom. If you're watching on the YouTube or the Facebook videos, if you're listening, the Josh Lewis, at the Josh Lewis, or at marsh.talk. Yeah, man, this is what it's about right here. This podcast.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be baptized by fire. You're coming up, starting your show out and getting everything rolling, and see the ins and out of scheduling and cancellations and days where you just like, man, I'm tired. I don't know if I want to do this one tonight.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Especially.
What do you do for work?
I'm a mechanic. I work at a diesel shop.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yep. It's long hours, strenuous.
Yep.
But, you know all about it.
Yep. Dang plant worker. There's days days I sit in front of that computer screen, and there's days I'm climbing up and down distillation columns all day.
Yep.
It's one of them deals you deal with.
Yep. Got to make the dollars.
Yep. Got to buy them rods and reels. For sure. Well, at the point we're at now, is there anybody you want to thank, or just take the time here to thank anybody supporters of the Bayou Coast, or for you, and anything else? Platform's yours. Go ahead and give everybody some thanks and shout outs.
Yeah, I mean, I'll thank my sponsors real quick. Louisiana Custom Kayaks, Brock Miller. That's my boy.
Dude. Yep, he's been on a couple times.
Oh yeah, Daiwa, GSM, Bill Lewis, companies I love. They support me and try to support them. Bayou Coast, man, we got a real good board, bunch of great guys. We really support one another, and couldn't do it without one another. So definitely thank them.
Yeah, for sure. They got a good thing going on over there. A lot of people involved with Bayou Coast, and good times there for that falling tide. You know, I'm now that I know the dates and I'm seeing I'm all for all this stuff, I'm like, woo, man.
Oh, yeah. I'll shoot them over to you. That way you don't forget.
Might be able to hook it all up. So, yeah, once again, thanks, Josh, coming on the show, man. I appreciate you taking the time to come on here and talk fishing and a little bit about yourself and Bayou Coast.
Absolutely.
And what all's going on this year. And, y'all follow Josh right there, the Josh Lewis, and at Marsh Talk, and be on the lookout for his podcast coming out here pretty soon. He does have a Facebook page for that also. Go like and follow that one, Marsh Talk.
Yep.
And that's it, man. Thanks for everybody. Appreciate all the listeners out there that makes this possible. Without y'all, we couldn't keep this going. Everybody at Paddle and Fin, we wish everybody a happy new year. But this is kicking off after the beginning of 23. Thanks to Waterloo Rods and Beck and Maston, Coastal Bend, GMC, and Buick for supporting the show for sure. So yeah, we'll catch y'all on the flip. Hang tight, Josh, and I'll get with you after the outro.
All right, appreciate it,
Cheers,
Dustin.
y'all. Have a good time. Stay on the water. Get out there and do something. We'll catch y'all next time.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode here on Paddle and Fin. Be sure to drop a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or smash that subscribe button on any platform you're listening in on. Be sure to check us out on Waypoint TV, waypointtv.com. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Kayak Fishing League at paddleandfin.com/fantasy. You could support this show through Patreon, patreon.com/paddleandfin. Don't forget to check out the website, paddleandfin.com. Catch us on YouTube. If you got a question, comment, or want to see a future guest on the show, be sure to email us at paddleandfin@gmail.com. Shout out to our show supporters, Yak Gadget. You can check out all the fine kayak accessories at yakgadget.com. Pelican Professional. For all your cases, coolers, and lighting needs, go to pelican.com. Rocktown Adventures, your Midwest premier paddle sports destination. Go to rocktownadventures.com. Eastport Marina, the beautiful destination on Dale Hollow Lake. If you're looking for lodging, kayaks, kayak accessories, or anything fishing related on the beautiful Dale Hollow Lake, go to eastport.info. And Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com and fill your tackle boxes today.